Troy DeJoode has been tailgating at Iowa State football games since he was a boy.
Oh, yeah. We need more stuff.
So naturally, he was eager to share his love of Cyclone football with his 3 children, beginning with his oldest son, Carson.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But it wasn't just football. They also bonded over their mutual affection for Star Wars.
The Jedi were the good guys. That was why he thought it was cool to be a Jedi.
He was my Jedi Knight, honestly. He had a heart of gold. He'd give you the shirt off his back.
Love you.
Love you, Claire.
He believed in the Force in a way that only a 5-year-old can. Carson literally thought that the reason he couldn't make the lightsaber jump across the room into his hand is because he didn't believe enough.
In May of 2010, Heather DeJoode was driving their 3 children, Carson, Chase, and Claire, to Carson's karate class when a pickup truck hit their minivan.
3 cars all mangled after a messy accident, and from the looks of things, this minivan took the brunt of the damage.
My phone rang, and the woman says, "I'm the house nurse at Mercy, and we need you to come here immediately." And they took me in to see Carson, and they said, Carson has suffered a cervical dislocation, and you can't save Carson. I sat on a chair next to him, and I propped the phone up on a pillow in his lap, and I held his hand, and we watched Star Wars. Because if you're gonna say goodbye, why not do it with what you both love?
As a result of their injuries, 5-month-old Claire and 5-year-old Carson both died. A few months later, still struggling with the enormous loss, Troy did something that would become a yearly Halloween tradition.
When Carson was younger, he was Anakin Skywalker. So I went out and I bought the Darth Vader costume. It started as just a way for me to connect with my son.
Last month, about 2 weeks before Halloween, Troy, now remarried, and his wife Michelle were headed to the Iowa State UCF game to cheer on the undefeated Cyclones.
The football team was wearing black uniforms. We were loading our truck. I said, maybe I should bring the Darth Vader costume. Maybe I'll throw it on, it'll be funny.
It was sitting out already for Halloween, and he thought, you know what, blackout game? We'll just grab it and we'll see what comes of it.
A little before 3, I snuck away to the truck and I put on the costume. We had a black Iowa State flag, and maybe I'd stand there while the team bus went by, and it would kind of be funny.
It caught on right away, and we didn't see him probably for 2 hours.
I don't know how many pictures I took, but had to have been in the hundreds. Carson would have loved this. He would have loved the attention, but more so he would have loved just sort of the sheer joy on people's faces.
That night on the field, with the Cyclones trailing late and their undefeated season in trouble, Troy says he found himself thinking of Carson and the power of belief.
Back to run it, a seat, touchdown! Rocco back took it in!
I like to think that maybe Carson was giving a little force push on the back end to push him across the goal line.
And Iowa State improves to 7-0 on the season.
The next day, the Iowa State Athletics social media team posted this 9-second video of Troy. It's been viewed by more than 3 million people.
It was shortly after that I had said, you know what, like, people don't know the story behind it. Maybe they just need to know why you're doing it.
On October 21st, Troy published a series of posts on X, explaining who he was and why Darth Vader was in Ames, Iowa that day.
Carson would have loved every minute of it. He would have loved the season. He would have loved his team. And when things looked down like they did Saturday night, he would have no doubt whispered, "Just believe," and given a little force push. Go Clones. Carson loved three things. He loved Iowa State, he loved Star Wars, and he loved Halloween. It's a perfect memorial for him because it just combined all those things that he loved most in the world.